Hello, and welcome to another DNAVerse AMA, Ask Me Anything. We are here with the team, Daniel Rees and Javier Floren. Juan will be joining us in a minute. He got late in a minute, so he will be joining us soon. It's great. It's great to be here today. We have a lot of questions from the community, like 12 questions, and we're gonna talk about the very important topic that everybody wants to know. That is the closing of the whitelist, the premium period, and the mint dates. So that's great topics today. Danny, do you wanna say something to the audience?
Yeah, just say hello. Thanks for being here with us. Apologize for not being last week on the AMA. We had to reschedule also for project stuff and personal stuff. So yeah, but we are here. Yeah, we will try our best. Like I said on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yes, it has been a crazy week, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be a crazy month, and everything is going as well as we planned it. So this is going to be a crazy year as well.
Well, great. Let's start by saying hi to everybody who is writing us on the LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter chat. I see a lot of people writing. Hello, Alberto, Junior Ramirez, Victor Rivera. There's a nice to know there is a lot of people interested in the project. So welcome to another AMA. And I think because we have only 1 hour, we should start responding some questions, right? And then leave some time to get into the hot topics. Yo, Fang Roy, how are you doing? All right, so let's get right into it. Let's answer the first question. Is there a location or document where to see our collaborations or partners in a list or table? Annie, do you want to respond this one, or do I get it?
Yeah, we are like updating our website, DNAVerse.io. We decided to put in the team field because we feel like we are a team. We have a team at home, a big team in house, but also the other teams that we partnered with, we consider as well teammates, because without them we cannot reach what we want to. So at our website at DNAVerse.io, you can see every partner. Also in our social media, we used to announce it before in our social media, and then like 1 or 2 days later we will update our website, or the same day depending on our what we have to do. But yeah, there you can see, and also you can ask any question about any kind of partnership in our Discord. We will love to share why we are partnered with, and also receive the feedback to like how to improve it, or another projects that we should knock their doors to make this movement bigger, because we are not just a project. We want to start a movement, a Biometrics. Right. So we cannot do it alone, and we know that since the beginning.
That's something I always say is this is not just like your common NFT collection that you enter and it's just a drop and then it dies. We have a vision and an objective for the future. I see the project more like a small company, almost like a startup of being a Web3 startup, I will say. Yeah. And yeah, what we want to do is to eventually provide a service and provide something in the metaverse that improves people's lives. So that's great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add to the question that We are
Yeah, sure.
envisioning the project as a company, as you said, Neil, and many partnerships are in negotiation. We are dealing with other Web3 companies and other professionals in the healthcare, in other sectors, because we created the whole collection before launching the mint, right? So
Correct.
I believe we have proved that we are working hard and we are working as a company rather than as a quick project. So some of our partners are in the website, as Danny said, but there are many other companies that are talking with us. For sure, they are going to be in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, because they are building really cutting edge technologies and they are not ready yet, but they see our vision, they share our mission, and they are just working in their technology, immersive technologies, AI, and other technologies. And we are already in conversation with them. So they are not gonna be in our website yet, but the audience they have to know that we are working in a very long term roadmap. So I just wanted to say that there is much work behind the scenes, and we don't want we can't put it in the website publicly, but we are working really good partnerships behind the scenes that are gonna come out like maybe in 1 year, maybe in 2 years, depending on the technology. But yeah, at the end of the day, we are working as a company. Really, and good partnerships take time. So yeah, we are working there, and we are working with many professionals. Some of them they are like key opinion leaders and other professionals that are not gonna appear in the website, but you're gonna listen to them in our spaces, in our events in the metaverse. So you will see.
Yeah. So Juan is here. Let's welcome him to the stage. Juan, how are you doing?
Hello, good afternoon, guys. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I'm running from AMA to EMA to Twitter Spaces to LinkedIn right now. My camera, I think, didn't accept the fast, so it was basically my computer just collapsed. I was trying to restart it really quick, but I'm here. Sorry.
It's okay. We're in a remote world, so that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it does. I can tell you. Anyway.
All right, guys. So let's jump right into the second question, shall we? How will this collapse? So this is about the collaborations that we are doing and the partnerships, and this person wants to know how the collabs will be executed. For example, if the collabs are for marketing or for dual products, and mentions by example Faceless and DNAVerse, is it a marketing conversation or a product collaboration? What would you buy first? How does that work? Juan, do you wanna get this one?
Yeah, sure. Let me jump into the cold water. Yeah, it will depend on the collaboration, right? I mean, there are different activities for different communities and different collaborations. Some of them are starting up at the moment, or maybe some of them already minted and they're doing something else. The different stages of those collaborations doesn't really matter. What we are looking into into the partnership or collaboration, as you want to call it, is the value that will be or they're adding at the moment to the project. Not only what we could benefit from them, but also what they could benefit from us, and the benefits adding to the community. Obviously, marketing plays a huge role in this, right? I mean, otherwise we wouldn't even announce it. We are working with I think when I joined the call, Javier was talking about the work behind the scenes. We are working with people that are not even on LinkedIn, right? they're advising or they're doing something else, and this is not announced yet because honestly we cannot announce everything. But the development of partnership is important as long as it makes sense, and some of them make sense for different reasons. For example, today I just finished an AMA with DeSci Wall, and DeSci Wall is just basically building a community around DeSci projects. They're also opening a marketplace. They're adding collections to be minted directly with them. They are supporting the marketing strategy behind the communities. So I think it makes totally sense to be with them. And some other are just a basic, I would say not basic, but like PFP collection. They really they're looking into more utility in the future, and they're starting. So it will depend. The question, which one would you buy first? Well, we are trying to partner with those, as I say, that it makes sense, that they are actually like-minded people. The team is like-minded. We are working in the same direction, and we have the same goals or the same vision. What to buy first? Well, it depends. I mean, if you really have the funds to buy both, and as I always say, do your own research, because not every collection is for everybody, and you could be jumping into one of the top collections and maybe you don't like the community. Just research, ask to jump into the Discord or LinkedIn, or even talk to the founder. It's something that I'm recommending lately. Talk directly to us, to them. Just join them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is super democratic and accessible. You can actually throw some questions. Let's talk. I want to invest in your project. Can you tell me more about it? Jump into the AMAs. And sometimes it's about a feeling, right? I mean, you have the feeling of, okay, this project seems to be right. They're working hard. They're explaining. The team has been rebuilt. Just try to add all the points on your list, and if it makes sense, go for it.
Yeah, and sometimes I think it's not even a matter of what goes first and what goes afterwards, right? Because many of the partnerships that we are thinking are not even related with Web3 or are not NFT collections per se. So it's not a matter of, hey, buy this collection first or buy this later. It's more like, by example, in the case of genetizing, you will need both, because you will need you will need your DNA, and you will need whatever you want to genetize, so we can combine them together. So it depends. It really depends on the case, on the partnership.
No, exactly. So I mean, let's assume that you are with DNAVerse in this Q&A, and you really want to be part of this. Obviously, you will need to have another NFT to geneticize. If you don't own the NFT, you have all the utility behind. But if you, for example, you're talking about Faceless, if you want to be part of Faceless and geneticize it, you will also need one of those NFTs. It's as simple as that.
Right. So, third question. This one is about our timings. We have slipped a bit from the quarter 2 2022 delivery on crypto proteins, and we are the person wants to know if we are still on target for the remainder of the roadmap, or we will be moving the roadmap as well.
Yeah, let me just try to answer this.
Sure.
We're working to keep the roadmap like it was. We know that we have moved the crypto proteins drop, our Genesis drop, but also now we are working with a marketing strategy that we are, because sometimes we decide to make the partnership strategy, so we need to also accept their times. So, but organically we are getting bigger and bigger, and also there are a lot of requests for whitelist on crypto proteins, more than crypto proteins that we have. So we will have to move some of the people to the whitelist of the second drop, in order to also make it at the time that the roadmap, we decided to give us like 2 or 3 months between one drop and the second drop, and now we are trying to doing in less time in order to keep the same dates that we set on the roadmap and the rest of the project. We're working hard for it, but also it's just not us. If it's only us, but we are not alone in this world. We need to work with another top communities, and sometimes there are some personal issues or professional issues that it cannot be done this week. It need to like move for the next week, the AMA with another top community that we want to jump in because they are related with bioscience or NFT top collection or whatever. So it just not depend on us. That's
it doesn't always it's not always depending on us 100%, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So
Yeah.
it's
something
like every project.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just hit you with a real echo.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
Okay, now it's something that I also wanted to say. We are in a way, this is an uncharted territory for many projects, including us, right? So when it comes to troubleshooting, for example, that we see a small delay, we need to actually face the delay or face the problem and try to fix it. And sometimes, as Danny said, we're working with different, with like a large team working in different areas, and sometimes it's not only because we are not diligent in our work, it's because we need to catch up in different areas and wait, and maybe the development it's getting slower in some areas, or maybe this thing is not ready, and we are aware of that. One of the main reasons why we push it a bit further, as I say, it makes sense because we have experienced throughout, I would say, 3-4 weeks, a more of our organic growth, and we got approached by different collections and different projects that we want to have. You come into our community, or let's study a collaboration, let's plan some sort of activity together. So it makes sense in a way of, okay, there is no need to rush this 1 or 2 weeks more or 1 week less, because for the length of the project, as we always say, it's a long term. It will make sense for the second drop as well, because it's more like a massive adoption, and we need to grow this as well organically.
Correct.
Right. So additionally, we have all the ad hoc feature, which is, for example, the smart contract. It needs to be audited before going out. We need to implement the credit card payment for the minting, because some people say, as I say, some people are not even on LinkedIn, right? So they just say, okay, this is my credit card, I want to be part of this, and we need to implement the credit card payment for the minting. We need to explain, for example, the MetaMask, how the MetaMask works, what's the key. We're trying to solve this problem almost one-to-one, and obviously everything has an impact on the project, and if there's a little bit of slip, we will try to work harder to compensate this delay, so we can keep in place the roadmap.
Yeah, of course. So to answer directly the question, yes, we slipped from the Q2 2022 minting date, and we will try our hardest and our best to stay on roadmap, but we will always prioritize the quality and the security of the collection. By example, the correct functioning of the smart contract, the audits for the smart contract, that everything goes perfect. Like we want perfect, we want high end. So we will always prioritize things being done correctly than launching early.
But let's not beat around the bush, right? Everybody wants to do things right, I believe. I don't think there is bad actors in the space trying to. I mean, probably there are. But if we're talking about minting dates, we can actually say more or less what is our estimation, as we are considering all these communities jumping in. I don't know if we already talked about it, because I jumped in a bit later.
No, we didn't. We're answering some questions first.
Okay, yeah, we can say we are gonna meet before at least the 5th of August, right? So we still
that's our target.
Checking with the developers, with the audit company, with the credit card implementation. So of course, we take our best team to work on the project, but they need time. I can say that we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it before the 5th of August, if the audience wants to know a specific date. Right? midnight. So.
Yeah. And talking about the whitelist, we already mentioned that it's going to be closed on Sunday. I'm not sure what time we set, but I think it's Pacific time.
It's gonna be at midnight, but that's a cool feature that that we created, because it's gonna be the midnight on the last time zone on the planet. So it's when it's not Sunday anymore in the planet, that's where the whitelist closes.
Exactly.
So if you're in Europe, it's gonna be midday on Monday, but if you are in Hawaii, it's gonna be on the midnight. So that's great.
You got it right. If you are on Monday on Europe or Australia, you'll still have time until Monday afternoon, something like that. So, but more or less, just to have this in mind, the window it's Sunday midnight, wherever you are, and afterwards we just keep it open on a really private basis for, as I said, for those communities that were trying to reach out to us and we said we have no time, but let's try to accommodate to them. But those they will be on a private level. But anyway, before Sunday, those that join the whitelist will have obviously priority in the process.
All right. So let me check another question. So thinking back, maybe 6-8 months, what's different now than what you expected or planned 6 months from now? 6 months. I'm gonna start by saying 6 months from now sounds like an eternity in the DNAVerse days. There has been non-stop every week, so there's a lot happening, and 6-8 months it has been an eternity. So every single new interaction that we want to create in the I'm hearing a little bit of echo, Juan.
My phone just jumped in, and sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So every little new feature that we want to open in the project opens a new rabbit hole. So everything has changed with the new partnerships that we're opening. The scale and the scope of the project has changed a lot in the past 6-8 months. And of course, the minting dates also changed. Our roadmap also changed. We have to adapt and overcome a lot of issues on the way. So yeah, it's been great, and we are here. Do you guys want to add anything else to that?
I think that everybody can see that also the macroeconomics and the whole crypto winter situation and all the fears of people that are following different collections, they are going hard down. And for example, something that I didn't expect when we decide to set the price in Ethereum, and then we had to make the really hard decision to keep the same price, because when we set the price according our work, according to the scientific accuracy needed for the project, the scientific team spending hundreds of hours in the accuracy of the project, the blockchain devs, all the marketing actions as well. So we didn't expect Ethereum to go down, right? Like going down so hard. But I think if we always say that we are a long-term project, we also have to prove it, and we have to show it, and that's why we made the hard decision to keep the same price. I see a lot of collections just setting new prices because the Ethereum is now around $1,200. At the beginning, we set the price when Ethereum was around 3K. So we are assuming a really step, or how do you say it,
A really big risk, right?
very different, a very big difference between Ethereum at the time we set the price. And this is another examples that we're gonna be here for many years, and we think long term. So this is the I think this is for me the best example to the question, right? Like something that we didn't expect, and this is really different than before. And the other thing that is different is we expected. Well, we thought about the project as a small collection because we wanted to create something scarce and something unique. And the collection and the idea and the potential of the project got so big in not only in our minds but also in partnership discussions, in different in real life conversations, that we wanted to democratize the project and the idea, and that's why we set another collection to make everybody able to geneticize future avatars, or to get the most of the project in a second collection, right? And of course, we at the beginning we were thinking only in the investors and a small number of users, and now we are creating a solution for hundreds of thousands of users, right? So for me, it's also the second big difference that we are experiencing right now. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna jump a couple of questions here because otherwise we won't have time to answer them all. So this is a very interesting one. So do I have to contribute my DNA to participate, or there is an alternative where I cannot, I don't give my DNA and I can still get a return on investment?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't need. What we have to. We are prepared. Is you don't need to give your DNA. There is a lot of utility if you give the DNA to our partner who will give to you the scientific report. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. And anyway, you can be supporting the project and get the benefits from the project. And that's with the cryptoproteins, you will have it because cryptoproteins is an NFT that you don't need the DNA. But also when you get the cryptoproteins, you will have the DNR. That first is a DNA pass. That you can redeem to get the DNR. That's why if you have the DNA pass, you can work with it and get also the revenues for it, or resell it if you want. But if you want to redeem it, then you will have to give your DNA data. But if you don't want to, you can keep with your DNA pass and the cryptoprotein and benefit with the passive income that we have prepared, where also like trying to answer another good question. We have DNA and people are is different for each one, so it's like 7 billion of different DNA, so we can make 7 billion of NFTs. That supply is so huge, and what we have done is create a decentralized economic model where we just drop 3,000 DNA centralized, like the 3,000 DNA passes, and then if new users want to join, they will use the replication process. It's like similar to breeding. So they will choose one DNA that they like their attributes or their traits, and one cryptoprotein because of the same or their powers of genetization, because each cryptoprotein will have different traits for genetization. So people who owns that cryptoproteins or the DNA that have been chosen, they will get the reward. So what it means is, if this project, this movement get higher and higher, and we continue growing, early users, the early investors that what us that we are here, we will get benefit for that. You know, as bigger as we are, we will get the benefits as a community, as user from the beginning. And also, if we are more people at the community, we can act like a lobby, so we can get better proposal for another companies of medical insurance or e-health, and because we are a big community focused on health, on metaverse, and utilities that we want to get for ourselves and for our family, because it's just not for us, it's for our lovely ones as well. So yeah,
Great.
Let me add to that, Danny, a bit super fast, because I think you actually were touching another question that somebody was asking in the chat, which is and one busy guy, when will the full power of the cryptoproteins be seen for the investors? And you are already touching the point of the passive income and you know, the replication and so on. And I wanted to answer this question thoroughly, because I think it's important. Once you get into a project or you invest, you really want to see the return when or in which time window, right? You want to see the length of your investment. So we are building this project with enough capability and enough utility to hold. And we did it with 200 pieces only for the cryptoproteins, because first of all, they make them scarce. And as soon as you hold those, the value will increase. Not because of the sake of holding, it's because of the sake of utility behind. So as soon as it hits the secondary market, the utility is going to be sufficient to be, you know, like, obviously you can always sell and you can always get rid of your cryptoprotein, but it will be something that we are working hard to provide. Like, okay, this is a roadmap, and as soon as it start hitting the market, we will be you know, having this capability and for the investment. And what will be big as soon as the replication or decentralized process starts. As Danny said, we do 3,200 pieces centralized. After that, the replication will start. And we are talking about a scalability that we still don't comprehend. We are trying to visualize what would be the roadmap, or I would say the tree. But the reason we did it this way is because the life need to open themselves up. Our business model will change completely, because we are not a collection anymore. We are a company, a project, providing these sort of services and working on constructing this ground floor for the replication itself. And this change, it will happen after the utility of the centralized collection ends. It's obviously we are trying to do this according to our roadmap, which is building the replication, starting to replicate, expanding to other cross chains, and maybe actually I can jump in all the questions which from Alberto, which is, do you have an interoperability roadmap in mind? And then I get back to the question from the busy guy. Basically, we are our spirit is cross chain, right? As the same way we open the matrix wall with Flow. We're also multiverse, meaning the NFT will be the key to bring this to other environments. We do want to start opening up embassies everywhere, in every metaverse. That's actually impossible. What we need to do is to give you the opportunity to work cross-chain. There is a company in Spain. It's just one example that we're talking to. They have an amazing product, actually bridging different blockchains, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. You can actually interoperate with only one wallet, and this is one of the goals that we have, which is bringing across every blockchain. Obviously, it's still early to decide on which one and at what stage we will be fully operative in those blockchain, but this is part of the process that we are immersed at the moment. And now, sorry guys, I'm gonna take this one as well from the PC guy. He was asking, what would be the passive revenue look like? Commission based on sales or passive as in reward? The replication is gonna be the only way to access the community and to access the project, as Danny said. Meaning, as soon as we are done with this, or the collection is sold out, there is no way you can actually buy this from us. Meaning, there is one way only, which is the passive income for the replication lab. Whoever goes there, 15% clicks down the line for the crypto proteins, and 7%, if I'm not wrong, Danny, correct me, goes for the DNRs. You need these two pieces to be combined, right? But if you, as a crypto protein holder, you will have both actually, because the second one is for free, they will get a drop for you. You could actually benefit to recreate yourself new DNAs, receiving a discount. You could actually choose yourself in both ways, and if you want to give a present or NFT or for your family or something or relative, just choose your discount. Otherwise, people will choose from you. If you happen to be one of the lucky ones having the trades for the pets, actually yours is gonna be more sought after than maybe XYZ. So it will all depend. But passive income is a big plan. It's a big part of this equation. At the same time, we have the DAO wallet. The DAO wallet also is gonna be retaining royalties from the market as a secondary income, and at the same time, royalties in a different channel is gonna be also kicked down to holders. It's gonna be more like three revenue stream for holders. But obviously, everything is based on sales, right? Like any other company in the world, like Apple, they can produce telephone and computer. If they don't sell it, obviously the investor will say, okay, why are you not selling? This is something else. This is down the line. That's why we say the business model changes completely. We go to massive adoption, replication of this, of DNAs, adopting more chains, adopting more metaverses. This is more like a head of partnership specific task that is actually already getting in place, but it will be fully capacity after the collection has been sold out. And I hope I can answer. I've been crossing questions from the community at the moment.
Yeah, no problem. That's more dynamic, I think.
Sorry.
So actually, you got a thanks for answering that question.
Alberto, thank you. I tried my best. It's been a long day. Too many emails, too many Twitter spaces actually.
All right. So last question from the community, and we start with the information that we wanted to talk. Is that okay?
Yeah, just go ahead.
So Juan, do you want to? We have two questions, so you can choose the one that you want to answer better.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have one that talks about the data breaches. So with the data breaches that we get inside the big companies of DNA data security isn't that secure anymore. What are the security protocols in place to secure the DNA data? I think this is a question you have answered a lot of times in past amounts.
Yeah.
And the second question is, why does it have to be DNA? See, if fingerprints are being used throughout the centralized world, why not use fingerprints instead of DNA?
Okay.
So
let me jump into the second one. First of all, I believe I'm not an expert on the field, right? But I think the fingerprints can be easily replicated, not easily, but much easier than DNA. The DNA, it requires a process. If you leave a fingerprint in a glass, somebody can actually just tape it off, and just use it for you. As simple as that. It could be in a bar, it could be in your wallet, it could be in your car. I mean, that's not an issue. So DNA, we believe, or actually, in my opinion, it is true. Is the ultimate barrier of individualism. This is your unique key, biological key, and it cannot be replicated. It cannot be only with DNAVerse in our sense of NFTs, but it cannot be copied and used on your behalf because we are unique. That's the point, right? We have been repeating in many occasions that the DNA can be used as a human verification because we believe it's important that AI get confronted and get faced. I would say in a way of
You make it sound like we are against the AIs.
no, we are not against AI, but it's quite dangerous the way the AI and the bots are evolving. And we have seen so many problems already of avatars getting scammed by other avatars, or going to party getting abused. It sounds crazy, but getting abused in a party in the metaverse, and those were actually bots, just clients just going around and trying to bother people. And I think this is important because the DNA, in our opinion, is the only way this can be proven. And the security protocols. We are based in Europe.
Juan, sorry. Let me add something from my point of view. I think biometrics and DNA, they are gonna cohabit, right? Is
Absolutely.
not one is not going to replace the other one, right? Depending on the security levels and depending on the use case. Because, for example, I see the DNA more like maybe it sounds sci-fi, but I think people in the future, they want to be related to their digital twins, and they want to feel represented by their avatars. So the avatars is like the second life they have, right? And if you are using your avatar as a user for gaming, or for checking other websites, or interacting in other communities, leading in other metaverses, or interacting in virtual worlds, you want your avatar to represent yourself, right? For example, AI is going to copy your actions and in the future to create a more accurate version of you. And the same that people now are using Instagram as as a profile of their lives, and you see your profile, and you want to your profile to represent your activities, your hobbies, your likes, and your fashion, or whatever you want to show in your social media. I truly believe that in the future, all of us are we are gonna use avatars. And for me, it's more like I want to have my essence impregnated in my avatar. So it's not only from the security side of it, and I believe in some options, biometrics and other technologies are going to cohabit with other identification solutions, right? So we will see. It's, of course, it's you have to dig down the line, and you have to envision for the next 10 years. Of course, the technology is exponential. So we don't really know what's going to happen in 10 years, because even if you are envisioning the technology nowadays, the technology is going to be much, much faster than society to adopt different cultures and actions and trends, right? So for me, is that it is many technologies are going to coexist.
Yeah, for sure. And if you allow me to add also my point of view, because this is a really interesting topic. So why not fingerprint? I'm in my opinion, it's because there are different use cases. When you think of DNA, the first thing that comes in mind is ID, identification. But that's not all that we are aiming for in DNAVerse. So we want to use the DNA because that opens the possibility of offering a whole array of services that you couldn't otherwise offer with just a fingerprint scan. By example, if we want one of the things that we are trying to accomplish with our partnerships is to create a whole layer of medical services in the metaverse. And with your DNA, you have more information about that person than just fingerprint. So it opens possibilities for us to give different services, and that are not only related with identification. The other part, and is a great part, is the customization of your digital whatever. It could be avatars, it could be objects, or anything really. Like Javier said, from the beginning of time, gamers or any type of people that is online is trying to put a little part of themselves in what they do. They customize. By example, if we're talking about our computers, we always try to put a background that represents us. So we always try to put the colors of the computer with something that represents us. If we're talking about games and the metaverse, we try to dress the avatars as we do in real life. We try the avatar to look somewhat on what you would like to be in the digital world. And with DNA, that opened us the possibility to add a real and scientifically accurate part of yourself to a digital representation. So that's it opens up so many new possibilities that otherwise couldn't be possible. All right, so shall we jump into the points of today?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I thought we were already in the point of today.
Yeah,
we
we already touched on them a little bit.
Yeah, I like the
So-
summary was more like, you know.
Let's
talking
do a
about
quick
points.
recap then.
Yeah.
We're closing the Whitelist on Sunday. The when Sunday is no longer on Earth, so that's the last time zone of Sunday. If you're in Europe, it will be Monday in the morning. If you are in America, it will be somewhere in the night of the Sunday. But if you want to be sure, just do it on Sunday. Enter before Sunday. We're gonna do a couple of events after the whitelist is closed publicly, and these events are meant to increase the relationship that we have with our partnerships. We closed great partnerships in this last month, so we wanted to benefit both their communities and our community, and that's why we decided to create a month of events, pre-mint. And in this month, we will be offering whitelist spots, but only for the people that participate in these events. So that means the public inscription for the whitelist will be closed, but you can still get, if you're lucky, a whitelist spot after that if you participate in these community events. And after these events that we're going to do, it comes the minting dates. So as we said, we have the target date of being the 5th of August. Of course, that this is like we mentioned before, a date that we're gonna prioritize having everything perfect before actually setting this date on stone. If we have to move it because we don't have the audits ready, we will announce the community. So what else, guys, do we need to say? So minting dates, what's the other topic?
You wanted to talk about the biocards, maybe? The biocards?
Yeah,
No.
sure. So the biocards, like, I don't know if you guys are participating in Discord, but the biocards are basically digital collectibles that we are offering to our community to help us give away to help us grow the community or in any form. So For anyone who participated in this AMA with questions, you have already biocard granted. So if you are not in Discord, please join our Discord and just type a message in the general chat with your name of LinkedIn or YouTube. I already took a screenshot of the participants, so if you participated today, you will have your biocard granted. And I think that's basically all the topics that we wanted to touch today, right?
Yeah, I think we went through all the questions. Actually, now I got an email from our partners from the DNA results that actually updating with new features. What they provide you actually for your DNA results, which is great to see that actually you didn't have to do anything else, and you still
more
getting
stuff.
more stuff adding to your genetics on top to know yourself better. I think it's great. From my
the
side,
rabbit hole continues.
yeah, absolutely. Right? From my side, I have nothing else to add. I think quite we try to be as transparent as possible, and we throw some dates already. As I said, we want to expand this time window for the communities that we have been talking to have everything set in place, and if everything goes right, we aim for August, beginning of August, and that's it. I mean, I'm really looking forward to continue working for this amazing project with you guys.
That's great. Then thank you for everyone who was here with us today, and we will see you in the next AMA. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you.